Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Terry Deans. I'm the co-chair of Momentum in Plymouth, and that's where I'm actually speaking to you from today. Just behind me is Plymouth Hoe. So we're in the historical naval city of Plymouth. And this is just a quick message today, just to talk about Momentum, about the democracy, and about Corbyn and the Labour Party. There's been an awful lot of stuff on the social media regarding the National Committee and the steering group in regards to the democracy and the structures of Momentum nationally. And I just wanted to say that, look, I'm no political expert here, okay? I'm no scholar in politics. I only just joined the Labour Party in September 2015 following Jeremy Corbyn's victory. So my opinion here is as good as anybody else's or as bad as anybody else's. So I think there's plenty of people who are trying to put the best foot forward for Momentum and for the Labour Party, and so I think that I want to take all those suggestions and alternatives and give it those merits and credibility which they deserve. So my particular thing is with as far as the democracy of the Momentum movement is concerned, is that I want to ensure that we focus on the objectives and the purpose and the aims of Momentum and the reason why we're here in the first place. And fit the structures and democratic channels to fit that. I don't see Momentum as being a mirror parallel organisation to the Labour Party, so I don't see why we need to have structures to mimic that. They already have them in the Labour Party. I think what Momentum is, as far as my understanding is that Momentum is a platform, it's a framework for people to come into the Labour Party and to represent the policies and the style and the substance of Jeremy Corbyn, which has inspired hundreds of thousands of people to come into the Labour Party, people like me, to affect the apparatus and to make it into the left-leaning organisation which Corbyn has inspired us all to do so. And for me, that is where the framework should be originating from. And we already have an example of that if we look at the branches, the local branches. This is a grassroots, bottom-up organisation. So we already have the template for how the national organisation should be set, and that is that the grassroots members vote for people to have an executive or a management committee to help facilitate the group on the local level. I, as a co-chair of Plymouth Momentum, I don't make policy decisions about Momentum, but what I do with my treasurer and my secretary and the verification people who have been voted in last year for the membership of Momentum, we facilitate this group. We enable, we support, we share ideas, we make things available for people, we ensure that the structures are in place, we make sure the emails go out in time, we make sure the information is passed. I'm not standing here making decisions, or no one's voting for any suggestion I make. So I can't quite understand how Momentum nationally needs to make votes or make members vote on any issues that are going to be affected nationally. Conversely, the top end, the people who are running Momentum, should be mirror imaging the groups in the lower ends of the local groups, as I've just described. So that's what they should be doing. They should be supporting the local groups, they should be facilitating them, they should be providing them with the means and the facility. They should be used as an education. There's lots of new people come into Momentum, into the Labour Party, who are naive or inexperienced, people like me, all my life, never been involved in politics. Suddenly here we are trying to be activists and campaigners. So they should be used as an education. They should be directing it. If people want to go onto the wonderful MXV site, they will find various alternatives to the current delegate situation which we have at the moment, which I personally don't agree with. I don't think it's fit for the purpose of the organisations I explained at the beginning. That's what I think. We should have something like that. Okay, that doesn't mean to say that I don't think that people who have made other suggestions about delegates, I think their intentions are absolutely fine, and as I said at the beginning of it, I think that anybody who wants to make a suggestion on an option, they should be heard as much as anyone else, and we shouldn't just automatically think that someone with a different view to ours or a different suggestion is being malevolent or having an ulterior motive in any way. We need to start asking people why they think they're right about something, rather than why we should tell them why they're wrong. That's something I saw when I first came into the Labour Party as a cultural thing. I think we need to also understand the magnificent progress that Momentum has made from a standing start in just over 15 months ago, from nothing. There's people that's got Momentum running, the James Snyders of this world, the John Landsmans of this world, some of the staff members up there, Emma Victoria, Santiago Bradford, Adam Klug, Rachel Godfrey Wood. These people have been working their butts off from the beginning in a very short period of time with very poor resources, and have got Momentum to where it is now. We've got 160 odd groups across the country, 22,000 members and something like 200,000 subscribers. I think those people have achieved a minor miracle, and I think that they should be applauded for that, and we shouldn't be trying to cobble together or rush together some sort of framework. We already have the framework. If we act in haste, we may repent in leisure. So let's just keep things as they're going. Let's focus on the local groups. Let's encourage people to get involved in the campaigns and the Labour Party apparatus where they can. Those that can't, that haven't got the time to do it, they can be supporting the ones that have got the time. We need to start realising and understanding and remembering the reasons why we came here in the first place, and that is to shape Labour into the democratic structure that Corbyn inspired us all for it to be in the first place, and to get so many new people like me and old people coming back from the old Blairite years and the militant times back in the 80s and 90s. That's what we're here for. So campaigning, representing social justice for everybody in this country. I actually thought that I wasn't going to live to see the day that I would see someone like a Jeremy Corbyn figure in the political landscape in the United Kingdom. I thought I was going to go to my deathbed, never having voted in my life, never having been involved in politics, never having been felt as though I was ever represented in my life. And suddenly, the opportunity has arisen, and I'm here. And we're all here, thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of us. So I think that we just need to get acclimatized to a new way of managing. In this country, in our society, in our culture, we're used to a monarchy system style of management. We have the top, the people at the top, and it filters down to the minions at the bottom. And we're accustomed to that. It works in every facet of our lives, from our workplace to our family place. So we need to give ourselves time and not beat ourselves over the head too much whenever we're not making the progress in the way that we think we should, in the time that we think we should. It's taken generations for us to be engineered, socially manipulated into these management structures. So we need to acclimatise, give ourselves time to acclimatise to the bottom-up structure, where the grassroots determine what happens at the top. So it's going to take time for us to do that. So when people start making suggestions about alternative structures for Momentum, I can forgive them for falling back into the old ways, the old comfort zone. Just because someone like Jeremy Corbyn suddenly appears and starts talking about a new kind of politics, and we're going to go away from the old ways, doesn't mean to say that the following day that we've all suddenly become new people. We still fall back in the old habits. So I think we need to get away from the inclination I've seen where we're too quick to criticise and to vilify people, and to imply that they've somehow got some ulterior motive, when it might just be that they're just acting out of force of habit. Sometimes so the intentions are good, people want to do the best things for Momentum, and so they're making suggestions to try and make that happen. So let's listen to everybody, let's invoke and espouse camaraderie, solidarity. So we can do that by being respectful to each other, by listening to people, like I said earlier. Ask people why they think they're right, rather than us jumping ahead and trying to tell everybody why we think they're wrong. And as I said at the very halfway through, we're at the threshold of a great opportunity here given to us by Jeremy Corbyn. So it's going to be tough. We're going to have opposition. We should embrace that opposition. We should embrace the fact that this would have happened years ago had it been easy, but it isn't easy. So we're here now in the face of all this opposition from the media, from the establishment, even from some factions of the right-wing side of our own party. And that is because they recognise that we're making major changes. I want in years to come for my children and my grandchildren to look at myself and look at my colleagues and comrades and say, do you know what? They actually had the gall, they had the bravery, they had the tenacity, they had the wherewithal, they had the commitment, they had the desire, the belief, finally, to stand up against a regime, a system which excludes people. The system we want is social justice, where no one, as Jeremy Corbyn says himself, where no community, no person is left behind. And I'm proud to be here, and I want my children and my grandchildren to look at us in the future and tell me and their friends how proud they were that was my dad, that was my mum, that was my sister, that was my aunt. That's what I want them to do, and I want to be part of that. And I think sometimes we've lost sight of the monumental epic shift that we're involved in here. It's not just an everyday occurrence. So I want to thank everybody for all the efforts they've done. I want to thank all the people in Plymouth who work so hard and go out and campaigning and come to Momentum meetings, get involved in everything. And most of all, I want to wish everybody luck, and that we can look back and realise that something which seemed an impossible dream, we were actually able to turn into reality. So thank you very much.